Hey guys, it's Rufus. Ying is undoubtedly one of the most underrated operators in this game. She's quite strong at clearing ADSs, whether that be through the floor, through barricades, soft walls, or even castle barricades. You can even just throw candelas close to an ADS and they'll still get burnt. Not only that, but the fact that she has smokes is also extremely powerful. The only real downside to Ying is that her gun is low fire rate, but she's very strong in every other aspect. However, Ying has the 2.0 timescope, 50 round magazine, and 46 damage, so even though the gun has a low fire rate, it is quite strong. However, this is why I consider Ying a support and not an entry fragger. A lot of people will go for kills with Ying, but that's not always viable. And by getting kills with Ying, I mean more like entry fragging. It's quite effective to use her candelas on people from, say, above. One example is on Coastline. Say, a player is holding Sunrise and he's playing behind the bar. The attackers have control of Hookah. They can use Ying to candela above bar and make it an easy pick for the attackers. And remember when Ying had 4 candelas and everybody called her overpowered? Well, she was quite powerful, and then Ubisoft took 1 candela away and everybody stopped using her. 1 candela did not make a huge difference. Ying is still very strong. Ying's candelas are also extremely good during an execute. If you throw Ying's candelas, the sound of the candelas going off covers the plant sound. So every time you execute with Ying's candelas, a delayed reaction should be expected because the defenders might not even realize that you're planting until it's way too late. Next, I'm going to be talking about the various uses of Ying's candelas, some of which you've probably never even heard of or thought of or seen. Throwing candelas through drone holes is actually a pretty great tactic that is severely underutilized. Now, if you have the candela all charged up like this and throw it, it'll get stuck. So you need to have it at 1 or 2 ticks so it can roll like that. But you can also use that to your advantage if you want it to stick on the drone hole. Now, the advantage to using the candela behind billiards in this situation is on hookah billiards, there's often a smoke player behind here. Now, if their smoke is here, you can blind him and he won't smoke properly. Now, another way you can use this is if you actually have 1 charge, toss it here, it'll roll along, and this will blind both the billiards player and the vase player. So you can actually push down VIP hallway with that candela timed, and knowing the people on both your left and right are blinded, you can get some pretty good picks. Now, the vase player might not always be blinded, he can always hide behind here, but the candela will surprise a lot of people, and a lot of them will get blinded because, of course, they're not going to be ready for that. Yeah, it's actually pretty easy to incorporate this strategy into every round. It's very common for you to be able to blind someone and follow that up with a kill. And on Coastline, I find Ying extremely powerful because almost every drone hole can be useful. The small size of the map and the fact that Coastline is just a fragging map makes Ying quite powerful. Ying's candelas can be used through floors, which most people are aware of, but this is definitely underutilized. There are 3 main situations you would use this. First is for clearing ADSs over my discs. In this meta, it's pretty versatile to be able to do this, and it's quite useful a lot of the times, especially through castle barricades as well. Candelas are also useful for clearing roamers though. Let's say you're attacking kitchen on cafe and decide to go for a top-down clear. The defenders are holding train, and you can use candelas from above in order to blind the roamer and get an easy kill. In side executes, candelas can be used for blinding people, either to open up entryways, map control, or to just stop that smoke from throwing his canisters. One other situational strategy is throwing candelas through maverick holes. This is very good when clearing small rooms, but other than that, the usefulness will completely depend on your situation. So one last tip I wanted to say here with Ying is throwing this candela through this drone hole. It's on the chalet, right here. So if you bring the drone through, you can see that it has like this little step here and then goes through another drone hole. And you can actually throw the candela through this drone hole and through the other drone hole. Now, if you look here, flashes in here, and so this is dining. Remember, there's a site of dining, and if someone was playing, say, behind here, that would flash them, and if you're pushing from the southern wall, that candela would be extremely useful, and it would bring up an opening for the attackers to push into sight. If you learned something, give the video a like, and if you want to see more content like this, then subscribe. Toodles.